Hello and welcome back. I want to tell you about a new series that we have, and I want to introduce you to my daughter, Christy, who is doing all of this amazing behind the scene work and making me look so good. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. You're easy to make look.
Well, see, she's so sweet. We're going to be doing the story of my aunt and uncle, and they're going to be told through their love letters from during World War II. Uncle Jimmy left us everything we need to tell this story. The letters are preserved with all their envelopes. They're in chronological order. There are little type notes throughout to tell us the other things he wanted told about this story. And this was his dream. He lived to be 95, and this was his dream, that their love story would be told. He felt like it was worthy of a book. And this is our nod to him. And I hope you're going to enjoy this. Tell him a little bit about what we're going to do.
Well, one of the things he told me, he asked me to write the book back when I was in my probably 20s. And, I didn't know how to write a book. And so I feel like this is a way we can tell their story. He would have never dreamed of YouTube, but I can just feel him smiling at us because he's so excited to get their story out there. And even I will put a quote in after this.
He said, "Yes, I believe a book could be written about us in a very lovely way. I do think that our meeting each other and our corresponding with each other blossomed out into romance, the kind that really means something, and is very sweet, but it's a little odd also, don't you? I guess that is another stranger than fiction story, but I hope this one will turn out the way I want it to. We will have to take our letters and make a book out of them. I wonder if they would be interesting to other people. I think they would make an interesting book, don't you? James Meaders, December 30th, 1942.
So I hope you do. So what I'm going to be doing is reading their letters, and I'll put in any other little anecdotes or family history or things to help you understand. He went as far as putting in postcards of like places they were talking about, or he talked about movies. I can't wait for y'all to hear it. There's not much that gets me more excited than their story.
Yeah.
So
he talked about the movies they were seeing, the music they were listening to. So we'll add those into each little. This is what he left us.
And when I tell you, like, it's my greatest treasure, there are 4 bookshelves full of these books. I think there's probably 50.
We'll have
albums.
to plug in
show you
a picture. But each album is full of the letters, he has a calendar to go with each year. Each book has a different year on it. Some years were great, and there were several books.
Yes.
But we're going to pick and choose the stories to tell you, but I think you're going to enjoy this. So
subscribe, follow, and then we will be releasing this series on her channel, or I guess it's our channel. Emmeline, Darlene.
Yeah. And we'll let you know when a new one's coming up, so you put in the notifications so that we can tell you.
That's for notifications.
That's the word we were looking for. I told you we're new at this.
We're very new.
Yeah, but we're having fun. And thank you so much for watching. And if you keep watching, we'll keep making content. Mm-hmm. So thanks.
Welcome to the story of our Uncle Jimmy. This is Emmeline's uncle and my great uncle, Jimmy Meaders. And we are so honored to be able to tell you his story. He wanted nothing more than to share this with the world. And we are so honored that we get to be the ones that do that for him. This is him next to his Packard, I think it was called. He was very proud of that picture. Ain't he cute? Look at those shoes. So, this is a little note he left. He said, "This is the card that started the ball a-rolling. I was in the hospital and Pat sent me this, and I answered it. And she answered that, and so on, which led me to make 3 trips to Birmingham, resulting in a military wedding in Jacksonville Naval Air Station on July 17th, 1945, and 48 and a half wonderful years to follow, broken only by her death, February 2nd, 1992. And this is the card. So Aunt Pat was also friends with a woman named Evelyn, who Uncle Jimmy also knew, and she, I guess, was playing matchmaker and had her send a card to him in the hospital, and this is what it said. Hope you'll soon be feeling rosy as ever. If an apple a day brings help, as they say, then here is a bushel for you. Hope you'll start right away to smile and be gay, and soon you'll be feeling like new. Best of luck, Catherine Patterson." March 12th, 1942, from Jimmy Meaders. Dear Catherine, I was surprised yesterday when I got your card, but I must say it was a pleasant one, though. I know you think it quite funny by me just getting it yesterday, But you know, I guess, that I'm in the hospital, and it was mailed to the squadron. You see, we have a PO for practically every department here. And then, too, it has to come from the city post office. And in traveling around, it does take a little time. I told Evelyn the last time I wrote to her that I would not send her my hospital address because I thought I would be out by the time she answered, but I wasn't. Say, do I get that picture of you? I have one in my locker that I will send to you as soon as I get to go up there and get it. What kind of work do you do? Are you a hello girl like Evelyn? Evelyn said you and her might take me up on that invitation for your vacation this summer. I hope so, for we could have lots of fun, don't you think? So have you ever been to Jacksonville? I think it's a swell town. In fact, I wouldn't mind living here after I get out of the Navy. I hope to have my car back down here then. I took it home New Year's and left it because I was afraid I was going to be transferred to some distant place. Evelyn, Roy, and I had some good times in it last summer while we were in Norfolk. Did she ever tell you about the 4th of July dinner? Gee, but it was swell. She sure is a good cook. I like to have eaten them out of their house while she was up there. Notice the typed note that he left at the bottom. It says, when the name Pat came on the scene. I haven't met her yet in person, only by letter. He goes on to say, you know you have a name that I like. I don't know whether you like nicknames or not, but I've always wanted a girlfriend with a name that would use Pat. I know it's not usual to call a girl by her last name, but would you mind if I call you Pat? Do you like that name? I used to run around with a boy named Patterson, and we all called him Pat. He worked with the Life and County Insurance Company the time I did. Do you have any relatives in Georgia? His father was a Methodist preacher in Wadley, Georgia. I had never heard of Wadley, so I had to look it up, and lo and behold, look what's next to it on the map. If it isn't Emma Lane, Georgia. Kind of felt like a little wink from Uncle Jimmy that we're on the right track. What do you do in your pastime? Do you like to bowl, read, swim, go to the movies? I'm not an expert at bowling, but I do like it, as it is one of the best exercises I know of. Well, as it is about time for lights out, I must stop the scribbling before it gets any worse. That is, if it can. Do write soon, and don't forget the photo. A friend, Jimmy. March 21st, 1942. This letter is from Catherine Patterson. Dear Jimmy, here it is the first day of spring again, and it's rather cool outside, but the sun is very pleasant. I really look forward to the summer months that I hate the spring fever that tends to creep up once in a while. Gee, you don't know how much I enjoyed your very nice letter, even though I didn't answer real soon. I hope you'll forgive me this time, because I've been in a slight whirl since then. The girl with whom I work was secretly married the night and just announced it this week to the public. They're like 2 kids in their little efficiency, but I know they'll be happy. I would certainly appreciate a picture of you, and you certainly shall have one of myself as soon as I get some made. I don't have any that were made recently, but I'll get some soon. I'm glad you like my name, and I like yours too, because at one time in junior high school, my nickname was Jimmy. You certainly may call me Pat if you wish. I like it. I do hope that you won't be in the hospital very long. I know from Evelyn that she says that you are not the type to stay in bed. I love the movies, dancing, and outdoor exploits. I'm not much at swimming because I've always been afraid of water. Ha. Well, I must go for this time. It's 7 o'clock. Answer real soon. I'm a hello girl in a hotel apartment, also clerk too. And y'all, the postcard from the place she was working and living is right here in the albums. It's amazing. There's one other little note on the back. It says, I have light brown hair, brown eyes, olive complexion, 5 foot 8 inches tall, and weigh about 128 pounds. Generally take a 14 or 15 dress. That's me.
Okay, so tell us what you thought. Wasn't it just the sweetest? I love just even how it starts, but y'all, it gets so much better. And so I will begin to work on the other letters. Let me just show you. I'm going to put some pictures in here right now of the albums that I inherited from my Uncle Jimmy. And there are a lot. We will not be going through all of them, but we will be going through at least their love letter. Oh, there's so many treasures in there, and I can't wait for you to see them all. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so that you get a notification when we post the next one. And then Thank you for your support and for your love and for loving on my mama. She is having so much fun and I'm having fun with her, and it's such a cool thing that we get to do this together. So thank you, and we'll see you next time.